boy, did the Bears look bad, right? And look, we're not surprised, and neither is RG3, right? Or maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe that's what it's saying there. So RG3, Robert Griffin III, obviously put this out on X, the Fox ticker. There were 7 minutes left, well, 8 minutes left roughly in the fourth quarter there, and the Detroit Lions were up 52-21 over the Bears. You know, that game started off, if you guys, you probably watched the live stream with us and got rave reviews with how we went around the league and we called the Lions Bears game live, so we could all just kind of hang out on a Sunday when the Packers weren't playing and just talk ball and kind of get the updates in real time. It was an absolute blast for us. Glad y'all enjoyed it as well. So actually, let's see here. I think we got somebody talking about it here. Dylan Bergen says, "Evening, everyone. Listen to the Lions/Bears watch party on the pod today. Loved the live reactions. Felt like hanging out, and I was." Hanging out watching NFL Sunday at work. Glad you liked it, Dylan. We're going to try to do more of those, man. Again, we've been a little hesitant on them because we don't know how it would go over, and it's great that you were in podcast form and you enjoyed it, because that's the one. It's kind of hard to paint that picture sometimes. So glad that you enjoyed that for sure. So obviously with the Bears getting boat raced here, man, it's heating up. It is heating up over there in Chicago, and I want to play this clip. I spliced this together. It got stolen by several people online, and that's all right. It's not like I own the rights to these audio clips or these videos. It's funny how large accounts will literally rip your video and then pretend like they created it. But I spliced these two together, and I said how it started versus how it's going. Ben Johnson lost that bratty energy real quick. So here was Ben Johnson when he was hired, backed by the press conference clip from yesterday's ass kicking that he took from the Detroit Lions. Here we go.
And to be quite frank with you, I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year.
You see that little smirk? It was like he was expecting a bigger reaction. He kind of bites the lip like a weirdo. Now, this was him yesterday after the boat race that they got there from the Detroit Lions.
That's what he does. How demoralizing is this loss, considering you were coming back, you left for Chicago? I mean, they even did this stuff.
It's not demoralizing at all. We got to play better. Simple as that.
And to be quite
So it's funny how, doesn't it look like two different people? It literally looks like two different coaches. You know, you come in, you're grinning like a possum in a dumpster. You think you got the world by the tail. You think you're going to dominate the North and the NFC, and everything that happened in Detroit is going to happen in Chicago. And then you end up looking like this, right? It's hilarious to me. It really is. And they're literally asking, how demoralizing is it? How does it feel to be demoralized by the line? Oh, it's not demoralizing. Okay. I'll tell you what is demoralizing. We continue to talk about Caleb Williams. We've said it over and over and over on this show. This guy right here, I'm sorry, man. He's not the dude. He's not. You compare the stats, he's basically neck and neck with Mitch Trubisky's stats for the first 18 games of their career. The problems that he had in college, he's still got in the pros. Guys, what is this, his third different offensive coordinator or offensive play caller? Like how many play callers are going to bring in to try to unlock Caleb Williams, you know? But you see here, they're losing 31-14 at this point with in the third quarter, 7:41 left. And he's just over laughing it up, chucking it up. Somebody said in the comments, well, y'all get mad when he pouts too. You get mad when he smiles. No. And somebody actually tweeted out a picture of what you should look like. And that was Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels was just all business. Hey, how about talk it up with your receivers a little bit? How about having a conversation with your OC, right? How about having a conversation with the backup quarterback who's got the pictures, who's got the video, the iPad? Hey, here's what we're seeing, right? You're losing 31-14 when this was supposed to be the Ben Johnson's going to come in and take over the North, and that's the reaction you got. And the opposite reaction isn't him just kind of chilling like Jaden Daniels and being locked in. It's him literally rolling over on the bench and sighing. It's him laying flat on the turf for 5 to 7 seconds after he gets hit just to be overly dramatic. It's him painting the fingernails to draw attention to himself. And it's the way I express myself, is what he said. It's the way I express myself. He's not a leader. Now, forget the leadership aspect. Forget all the little quirkiness. And again, it's not like it's a personal preference for me. The reason I bring this up is, guys, how do you think if you were to take a poll of the Bears locker room, and I want you to think about listen, even though they're the Bears, there's some tough son of a guns in that locker room. I promise you that. If you were to take a poll in that locker room and said, hey, how do you feel about the way Caleb acts? How do you feel about the way, he storms around on the sideline, and not in like an angry, let me fire everybody up way, but just like a I'm too good for this team way. How do you feel about your quarterback climbing into his mother's arms after he lost his last college football game and crying in her arms while the rest of his teammates were kind of bonding together, trying to, man, this sucks. This was our last game. How do you feel about the article from Tyler Dunn? Right? How do you feel about the article from Tyler Dunn that came out? And it's not just about the article saying that Caleb is too slow to run an offense, an NFL offense, but it was also about how he wouldn't even listen to the coaches. He wouldn't even listen to his second play caller who had to scream, "Get the F over here, I'm talking to you." He thinks he's above everything. He thinks he's got it all figured out. He thinks he's the answer and everybody else is the problem. That's what's going on in Chicago. Now, let's forget all that. So what I was going to say is the poll question. If you were to poll everybody in the Chicago Bears locker room and say, "Hey, how do you feel about Caleb Williams painting his nails, putting on lipstick, carrying a pink purse, and dancing at baseball games?" Some of them will probably say, "I really don't care." But I guarantee you there's a majority of them that's like, "Yeah, you think I want to hear anything that dude has to say?" You think when he gets in the huddle and he tries to get us, "All right, guys, we got to go down here. We had to go 87 yards and get this win." Do you think those teammates are like, "Yep, this is the dude I'm following in the battle"? I'll say this. We're going to talk about J.J. McCarthy here in a minute in the second segment. J.J. McCarthy has the heart of his team. I know that. Caleb Williams does not. You guys remember last year, middle of a game, DJ Moore walks off the field in the middle of a play. He walked off the field while the play was still going on because Caleb didn't get on the ball. Now you could say, "Hey, that's more so on DJ Moore than Caleb." I can understand that. But how come you don't see teammates coming to his defense? You understand what I'm saying? Again, it's just now let's focus on football. Okay. Strictly football. What does he do well? What does he do not so well? He has got elite arm strength, in my opinion. He's got a cannon for an arm, and he could have arm talent if he were to focus strictly on footwork, mechanics, getting the accuracy in tune, right? Getting on the same page with the receiver, all those things. Kind of what we've seen Jordan Love do, guys. Jordan Love's first training camp was booty cheeks. His second training camp wasn't wow, right? His third, same type of thing. It takes time to develop those skills if you're willing to work on them. In this case, many people would say Caleb Williams has a ton more natural talent and ability than Jordan Love did coming out of the womb, but he's not willing to put in the work to truly maximize that. So what was his problem in college, right? He could not read a defense. It's much easier to run an offense in college than it is to pros. That's why you've got pro-style offenses, because in pro-style offenses, you got to be able to read progressions. You got to be able to pick a side. You got to be able to read high-low. There's all these different types of reading the defense that you have to accomplish depending on the down and distance, the specific play call. Is there an RPO attached? Are you setting the protection? Is your center setting the protection? I mean, we've seen him struggle with getting to the line on time in Detroit. It was just an absolute mess. It was a mess. The other thing is, yeah, the accuracy's been a little bit of an issue, but the other thing is holding the football. Guys, this is Greg Cosell saying this, not Clayton. Greg Cosell said, "It's very, very, very rare that a quarterback comes out of college who had a lot of sacks, who got sacked a lot, and then they all of a sudden fix that at the pro level." And it's easy to go, well, maybe they had a bad offensive line in college. Could have been the case. Maybe they got a bad offensive line in the pros. Could be the case. Remember, that was supposed to be fixed this year. And you still got Caleb taking stupid sacks. And now you got him actually throwing intercept. He threw that interception yesterday, which in my opinion, it really turned that game to where it's like, oh, okay, now it's going to be hard to come back. Right. So the same problems he had in college, he has in the pros. The same quirkiness and look at me attitude he had in college, he's still got in the pros. Right. Again, I don't see him as a leader. Now, I want to talk about the media for just a second. Okay. You guys know there's a guy on NFL Network. His name is Kyle Brandt, and he is the biggest Bears apologist, the biggest Bears. Every year he gets on the hype train. It was Mitch Trubisky hype train. Oh, the Packers are in trouble. It was the Justin Fields hype train. Oh, the Packers are in trouble. And now it was the Caleb Williams hype train, right? Oh, they're in trouble. I want you to listen to what he says here, and I want to give my take on it as well. So I'm going to put it up here on the screen. I'm going to cover it for copyright purposes. We're just going to play the audio. This was over on NFL Network. All right. Let me just get a proper screen. Hey, this will work right here, I believe. Yeah, that'll do. So this was on NFL Network. I think it was Good Morning Football. And this was them talking. This is Chicago Bears fan Kyle Brandt talking about. I'll let it play for a couple of minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and I want to give my take on it. All right, you guys tell me what you think about what Kyle Brandt had to say here.
I got a lot of texts from people last night in my Chicago Bears text chains. They're like, got to tell you, man, you better annihilate the Bears tomorrow. You better light them up. I'm not going to do that. When I see something that is down and so really pitiful and just crying and leaking and bleeding, I don't sit there and try to stomp on it. I will have an airing of grievances, though, across the board. I was told that the offensive line was going to be, quote unquote, fixed. And I heard that Joe Thuney was going to solve everything in the interior. Then I saw yesterday they did a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 and got stopped both times. I was told Dennis Allen is going to fix the defense. He's a fantastic defensive coordinator. No, they just gave up 52 bleeping points. It's like the 4th most the Bears have ever given up in the Super Bowl era. I was told the front office is solid. We extend the GM and everything. And then I don't see really any of the rookies and so few of the young players doing anything yesterday, specifically Colston Loveland, the guy they picked over Tyler Warren, who had 0 catches on 1 target. I was told that Ben and Caleb are going to have this amazing relationship and it's going to go on and flourish. Yet again, really good looking first drive. And then for the rest of the game, that now seems to be a pattern. And guys, I would just say to Bears fans who want blood, it's time to recalibrate expectations, and no one needs.
Now it's time to recalibrate expectations. So I put a tweet out, right? And here's the tweet that I threw out. And I'm just going to read it word for word because I was a little, I was kind of in the moment. So this is put my thoughts together here. Let me get Stephen A. Thank you, Stephen A., for your help there, sir. I said, who told you this? Talking to Kyle Brandt. Who told you this? We all know the answer. You did. There's nothing more repulsive than sports media using the phrase, quote, we were told a team was better than this, when you're the ones reporting it in training camp. The coaches never say it. You notice the coaches don't come out and go, oh, yeah, we're winning the Super Bowl this year. Oh, yeah, nobody's going to be able to touch us this year. Oh, our offensive line's fixed this year. What do coaches always say? And the media get mad at them because they call it coach speak, right? What do they say? They always, we got a bunch. Even after a big win, we got to clean this up, man. We got a lot we got to clean up, right? They say stuff like that. It's not the coaches. It's not the players coming out and going, oh, yeah, boy, let me tell you, we're going to dominate. It's always the media, right? So I said, you're the ones reporting in training camp. The coaches never say it. You take routes on air and one-on-one drills and talk about it as if it's the same as a regular season matchup. When it doesn't materialize, you throw your hands up saying, I thought we were supposed to be better. It's such a weird event to watch unfold. And it's even cringier to watch co-hosts giggle like you are somehow making a valid point. This goes for Green Bay sports media too. I couldn't tell you how many times that I've heard the local Green Bay sports media talk about, yeah, well, this was supposed to be a better pass rush. Who told you that? Oh, you guys in training camp were talking about how effective the pass rush was. And then we get to week 6 and the pass rush isn't, first of all, you don't know even understand what the hell's going on with the pass rush. You have no clue what the Packers are actually doing with the touch spy and controlling the run, controlling the scramble gaps and all that. But it's, well, in training camp, we were told they were going to have a good pass rush. Who told you that? Matt LaFleur? Did Jeff Hafley go, oh, yeah, our pass rush is going to be dominant? They never did. It's it's the media that does that. And again, Kyle Brandt is one of the worst at that. So I just think it's absolutely hilarious that the Bears are falling flat on their face right now. And again, I'm not surprised by it, but when you go and you run victory laps in the offseason, you being Kyle Brandt, you being the average Bears fan, and talk about how, oh, this is the year. Oh, y'all are I got receipts. I could literally go to Bookmarks and do a whole show. I could fill up a whole afternoon of podcasting with the bookmarks I have from Bears fans saying this is the year. Oh, yeah, y'all are in trouble now. Y'all are in trouble now, right? And then when it doesn't come to fruition, those same people are going, who the hell said this team was going to be good? It was you guys. So, again, sorry, not sorry.